Hey guys, welcome to Crunchyroll Advice Corner. My name is Victoria Holden, and this is the show where myself and a select group of anime friends try to help Crunchyroll users who are posting their questions in the Crunchyroll forums. They're looking for advice, they're looking for life help. Who the heck are you guys?
I am the advice half of this. I am Miles Thomas, Crunchyroll brand manager.
I'm the corner half.
I'm Anthony Carboni. I'm not from a Crunchyroll.
You're not from
I'm not from
one,
a Crunchyroll.
But you're like Crunchyroll inclined.
I'm Crunchyroll adjacent.
Nice.
You go.
You very much are. You very much are. And you know what else is? You're a doctor, and you're full of advice.
I am a doctor.
So we're gonna help these users out.
I have the heart of a doctor, and that's what's important.
I have the arm of a doctor. Automail. It's a
joke.
So let's just jump right into the questions.
I didn't like it.
These are real. So these are real posts made in the Crunchyroll advice section of our forums. First one is username Dub2191 asks, "Is it honestly worth going to college?"
Nah.
A little context. I've been wondering if I should continue going to college.
Nah.
Right now I'm in a community college and was
Meh.
planning to transfer to university after I've done my 2 years. I was going for computer science, but in all honesty, fuck that.
That was succinct.
Yeah.
I liked that.
Yeah.
Computer science is a good way to live your life.
Look, you're right,
it?
man. Computers are on the way out. We're not using them anymore. College is a waste of time perpetrated by the government to keep us all under control. And computers are just the tools that they use to spread college.
You ever,
Let me ask you something, buddy. You look at these two people, you look at me. You look at these two people with jobs, you look at me, unemployed.
which
Who do
one
you
of us
listen
went to college?
Who do you listen to and who went to college? Answer that question and then drop out.
Drop out. Honestly, drop out. Right, Miles?
As someone who studied agriculture for 4.5 years, it has helped me every day of my life since. So
Has it?
Go to school. Yeah, actually,
Really?
a little bit.
Okay.
It made me a better person.
I didn't go to
He
college.
has a beautiful potted plant on his desk.
He
It's
does.
just thriving.
It is thriving.
Thriving in a way you've never seen a potted plant thrive.
If you want to know about tomatoes,
I'm your guy.
Miles knows
Wanna-
everything
if you want to know about tomatoes, waste your time in college.
True.
No, you should go to college. Especially if you don't know what it is you want to do with your life right now. You just said fuck computer science because now you're like, I don't know what I want to do. Go to college until you figure out what to do. It is a great way to waste time and waste money, and gather pieces of paper that will allow you to get better jobs when you figure out what you want to do.
Go to college.
So much free time to just get high and watch anime in college.
You're
Like,
right. Wait,
really.
going to college is like beneficial to us.
We're going back to school, everybody!
I didn't think, you were air guitaring a lot before we started, and I didn't think you were going to continue into
Well, there's
the
some air
episode,
kazoo too.
What
so
made
Oh,
you
kazoo.
that might
What
show
made you
up.
think I would start air guitaring and then just cease air guitaring once I had started?
Once a camera
Who does
started,
that?
the camera was on you, just stop everything. User Andrew E. Combs from the Crunchyroll forums asks, it's titled, "Getting Your Fiancé into Anime or Manga." Hi. So I'm happily engaged to my future wife, and she's very accepting of my lifestyle involving anime, manga, video games, Japanese culture in general. She's willing to watch or read a series with me, and I've tried to show her certain things, but I want to expose her to things she'll potentially enjoy that aren't too weird. I'm a huge fan of gory horror manga, and also
All right.
fantasy, magical girl, and mecha. Some of the things I'm really into seem too complicated or too extreme for her. What would you suggest I show her? She's 23, likes cute stuff, tough girls, and is actually going outside.
Imagine that.
I just want to share one of my biggest passions with her without forcing it or making her feel like she has to pretend to like something. Any advice is good, thank you.
I think he's coming at it from a very healthy position
Yeah.
there. Where it's like, I would love it if she was into this, but I don't want to force it on her. I don't feel like this is a deal breaker. So many times when you hear questions like this, when people are really, really into their hobbies and their interests, they're like, can't get them into what I'm into.
They're like so frustrated.
Do I gotta break up with them now? Like, I like the healthy place you're coming at this from, Andrew. I just want to say that right off the top.
I was not expecting that. When he started, I'm happily engaged. I'm like, well, is it really happily if you have to say that? And no, it actually sounds like a good relationship. Also, I don't know how important it is if she's already willing to watch some things that,
Yeah.
like, at what point are you going to be satisfied? So kind of trying
Yeah.
to find out how much she needs to watch without, like, putting a number on it, like, for yourself. I think that's a good way to do it, is just figure out why you feel that you want her to share in your hobby more than she's doing already.
I just pictured him like putting up a chore chart, but it's an anime chart. It's like, you got 3 hours in this week, but you got to get to 5, and it's already Friday, or you don't get your allowance.
I mean, that's actually not that far off
I'm down.
what my fiance does with me.
Yeah.
If I don't watch all the anime, she needs, like, she'll watch stuff without me. And I'm like, no, then I'll never watch it if you watch it without me.
That's a different problem.
And so
that is a different problem.
Wednesdays, have to watch the Wednesday shows or else they're gone forever.
Just gonna point out he's a fan of gory horror manga, and his user pic is like him standing in front of a wall covered in blood.
So the gore thing might even be a little more too of the weird stuff.
Yeah.
He's got a
Rather
strong
than like the
personal
anime.
He's got a
brand.
good brand going on. Good branding. We should
Imagine
hire
There's
him.
a job for you here at Crunchyroll.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless you
is.
went to college.
Then there's not.
Do you have any suggestions for shows?
If they like, well, just make her watch Madoka. That's gory. Magical girls.
Oh,
cute,
that's a
tough
gateway.
Girls.
That's a good gateway into
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah.
You can just start twisting it.
Trick her ass.
Yeah.
Oh, you like cute, tough girls? Here you go. Do
Accidentally
this.
keep weird snuff porn running on some of the screens in the house, and then your weird anime doesn't seem so weird in comparison.
Nice.
It's a desensitization process.
Slow. This is sounding fucked up.
Yeah. Is it wrong though? I don't know.
Is it wrong to try and pick up girls in
I never
dungeon?
finished college.
Crunchyroll user Ronks asks, best cities for geeks. He says, so I've been making some major changes in my life lately, and one is moving away from my hometown. As such, and never thinking on it, I want to move somewhere that geeks are more prevalent, somewhere I am more likely to find people like me, and if dogs are always welcome, that would be a nice bonus. Are there cities where dogs aren't welcome? Entire cities?
One time I was driving and I had to drive through South Dakota, and my dog was in the car, and it turns out they will just make you circumvent South Dakota. You got to go around.
No
You got to
dogs
go. You
allowed.
got to go inland and then around and then into North Dakota. You're allowed to go through if you are willing to relinquish the dog.
Just let go of the dog.
Yeah, and then they throw it into the sea.
The
closest
South Dakota sea. Sea of South Dakota is
Learn-
it's called.
Learn your American history, kids.
What's
You'll
the
know
best-
you'll know the rules.
Post. What's the best city for geeks? I think SF is pretty geeky.
SF is pretty good. Every city has its own vibe.
Yeah.
In the post here, he mentions leaning towards Austin or Seattle.
Both good.
Both good, but it's such a good example of how I think both cities are very welcoming to different kinds of geek culture, but you definitely, depending on your specialization, want to go
Yeah.
towards one or the other.
Right.
I think
Final
about
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a dress sphere of a situation.
Totally. Like you're gonna wear the mascot sphere if you're
Yeah.
in Seattle, but definitely Gunner if you're in Texas.
Well, I think of Austin as more of a film buff and like a music nerd kind of city.
Yeah,
For
A
sure.
lot of music.
Seattle, I definitely see being more towards like the video game and potentially anime sort of scene.
Because Nintendo.
Yeah, because it's basically because Mario lives there.
Mario's
Because Mario lives there.
So maybe more
One
anime
Mario lives
inclined.
They have a Mario.
More anime inclined.
More anime inclined.
But I mean, San Francisco even more
What's
than
the
that.
most anime city in America? Miles Thomas.
I mean, most of our cities are exactly the same.
LA.
Just in a different city. or
LA is
state.
pretty anime.
LA is
pretty
pretty.
good.
LA is pretty
LA is
anime.
very Japan.
New York.
Right now.
New York because it's the closest to Tokyo.
There's been no anime convention in New York until like now.
Right, but it's not about that. Convention's once a year.
I feel like there's more anime conventions in California than any other state.
Yeah, well, definitely.
So, California is the geek city.
California.
Go to California.
The city of California.
Come
it's
here.
right by the South Dakota Sea. You take your dog,
Take a left.
you circumvent South Dakota until you get to California.
Now, Crunchyroll user Magical Soul has a pressing issue. Have you guys ever been in a position where two of your favorite people dislike each other? Like, of course you want them to like each other. I just like exhaled and put so much snot on your hand. What do you do in that situation? What do you do if two of your favorite people don't like each other?
There's not much you can do about it, right? You can try to get them, depending on why they dislike each other, you can try to get them to sit down with each other.
Yeah, I've tricked people into meeting
Yeah.
up.
You can take them each aside separately and be like, hey, you're both very important to me. It'd be dope if you guys could get along a little better. Is there a reason you guys have a problem with each other?
Yeah.
Is there something going on?
I
Like,
don't understand it.
yeah.
But at the end of the day, that just feels a little selfish. Like, if your friends don't like each other, don't make them hang out with each other. Like,
What if they
You gotta make them hang out. You gotta make them watch anime. You gotta make them drop out of school.
they can't go to college.
No!
They can go to the South Dakota Sea without their dog, though. Anyway, no, but really, if your friends don't like each other, don't make them hang out.
Listen, but I had 2 friends
It can be more complicated.
that were very good friends. And then they got into a little tiff, and it wasn't worth breaking their friendship over. And so what I did is I said to both of them, do you want to hang out Thursday? Meet me at Pete's downtown in Santa Rosa.
And then she didn't
show up. And then they both showed up, and then I said bye, and I left.
That's some sitcom level nonsense.
I learned it from Frasier.
But they're actually friends.
And now they're actually friends.
But they were friends to begin with.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a difference
I'm
between
assuming
like a
these 2 people were friends to
and-
begin with, though.
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
I don't know. I think I get what you're saying, where it's like don't try to force 2 people to like each other for your own selfish ends. But like if there's a group of people and everybody hangs out with these 2 people, you could try to broker a peace. That's not selfish. That's kind of like, hey, why are we doing this thing where like half of us have to go here and half of us have to go there on a Friday night? Why are we doing this thing where if one of them wants to do this thing, now we're all like leaving this one in the dirt?
I mean, at that point, then you have to be willing to take on like the group leader status, and that I think that's a different dynamic.
Why don't you rise to your destiny,
here.
Miles?
Oh, I do. Oh, I do.
Do you? Oh, do you?
What I did when 2 friends didn't like me, I made them like
I
each
made
other.
them kiss.
I made them kiss.
This is awful.
That's good. That's good.
This is the worst. An unknown Crunchyroll user asks, because his username just mysteriously disappeared.
No.
Probably because he died, because he did not know the cure for a hangover.
Probably used a glamour
Miles,
on us.
you drink a
that
lot.
happens.
I drink a
What is
healthy
the
amount.
cure for a hangover?
Lots of Gatorade and.
Does Gatorade really work?
No, it helps as much as anything else.
Nothing really works. That's the bummer.
Yeah.
Nothing
There's not a
really
cure.
works. There's not a cure. There are ways to like minimize it for sure. Like if you wake up with a hangover, you should
Eat a
try to
coconut,
you should try
drink
to
a
eat
coconut.
healthy. Yeah, like most people wake up and they're like, I just need
McDonald's.
the pizza from last night and I need this, and it's like, no, dude, just eat healthy and rest. There's really no way to cure a hangover.
God,
I mean,
it
and just go
sucks.
throughout your day and just have a bad day. It's gonna happen. Don't make excuses. Just like live with it, or don't get a hangover in the first place. Be responsible.
But like,
Or
should you
don't
drink
stop
water? Like,
drinking.
you should drink water.
you should drink a
I
lot
heard
of
if you
water
drink 1 glass of water for every glass of alcohol you drink, that you'll be good.
the night of. Yes.
The night of.
And then the next day you'll be fine. And also the next day, if you wake up with a hangover, just drink a lot of fluids. I say Gatorade because you can just down that a lot easier than
Yeah.
really anything else. Like you just
It's got what plants need. It's got electrolytes.
Yeah, plants.
you got to be. I studied those.
Yeah.
You got to be like a plant.
Just be like a plant.
And then if you feel like you've gone over your limit and you're like feeling, oh no, I'm gonna wake up and hurt tomorrow morning. It's because sometimes you're like, oh, I feel great right now.
And then-
Oh, this is a bad thing. Drink like 64 ounces of water and take aspirin before you go to bed. Immediately.
Really?
Yeah. It'll help. It won't get rid of it.
Yeah.
But it'll definitely help.
Whoa, I need to do that. Friday.
Or just never stop drinking. Drop out of college. Never stop drinking. Make your friends kiss.
Make
Give
your
it all-
fiance watch the weirdest shit you've ever seen.
Give her an ultimatum.
Give her an old tomato.
Sit her in one of those chairs like from A Clockwork Orange.
Put toothpicks in her.
Why?
Put on Cowboy Bebop and just let it play.
Oh, that's a good one. Make her watch Cowboy Bebop.
So our last question is a simple one, but I feel like a very important one. Crunchyroll user Nightblade370 asks, just turned 18 a few minutes ago. I know this is rather simple, but any advice?
You got to sign up for the military.
Immediately.
It's compulsory.
Within the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, otherwise they'll come to your
They'll
house.
get you.
The,
They'll sign you up for you.
my first thought is if you start off your 18th year by posting on the Crunchyroll forums, you are, instead of watching an anime on Crunchyroll, that's the first thing. So I would say prioritize the consumption of anime rather than the meta discussion of anime now
what I
that you
say.
are
No matter how old
an
you are.
adult.
That's just good
because
life advice. My guidance counselor gave me that
Yeah.
advice.
You can enjoy yourself a lot
Prioritize
more.
the watching of anime over the meta discussion of anime.
There we go. It's really important. Stay
You're
off Andy
18.
Twitter, folks.
And college isn't for everyone.
College is not for everyone. Get 3 jobs. Get as many jobs as you can possibly get right now because you're going to need a lot of money because you're going to want a lot of shit when you're 18. And you know what? You're 18 now, so your parents are like, leave or go to school. And I'm telling you, don't go to school.
No,
Everything
we're
Get a
not
lot of
actually
jobs.
telling you that. We're not
Get
actually.
a lot of jobs.
Everything in life snowballs. So once you start doing
All
something,
downhill from here.
well,
If you make
Actually-
one mistake now, it all begins
Butterfly effect.
unraveling exponentially.
Have you ever played Life
you
is Strange?
cannot mess this up. You already, by waiting a few minutes, you may have done something disastrous that is sending your life spiraling out of control. You should have come to us sooner. You should have come to us 15 minutes before you turned 18. Maybe then we could have done something for you. It's too late for you now.
Saved you from yourself.
If there's literally anything in your life you want to do, just start doing it now.
That's
even
true.
if you're
Do it
terrible at it. Just like if you want to be a writer, start writing today and write every day. If you want to draw, like in any capacity in your life, just start doing it so that in 8 years you can say, oh, I've been drawing.
I'm the greatest drawer of all time.
No, I've been drawing for 8 years, and you have that with you, and no one can ever take that away from you. It doesn't matter if you're good at it in 8 years, but like if you want to start a business, if you want to start a hobby, if you want to do anything, just start doing it now.
Don't be like us.
It'll
Don't be like it.
We didn't do anything.
I still haven't
I
done
haven't
anything.
started one
gather
thing.
stuff.
We haven't even turned on this computer. We don't know how.
Life is kind of like Katamari Damacy. And you have to start pushing that ball now. Or else it's not going to be covered in cats and
I wish I had a
beetles.
church organ that I could like punctuate this with.
And
We have these spooky handles.
we do. And pumpkins, they're not spooky, but they're wonderful.
They are wonderful.
They're a good fruit.
Thank you so much for watching Crunchyroll Advice Corner. Remember to like this video if you want even more. And if you want us to answer your questions, go ahead and head over to the Crunchyroll forums. That's just crunchyroll.com/forums. And let us know what you need our help with.
I feel like we did a lot of good.